How to write an ESL teaching resume that will actually get you an interview. Are you thinking of changing your life and applying for a teaching job overseas? But the one problem is you have no experience. So you really want to send your resume out to this job posting, but you don't know exactly what to include. At the end of this video, you will have 10 tips to adjust the resume that you currently have so that you can actually get an interview for an English teaching job. I dropped everything I knew and moved to Cambodia in 2018 when I got a job 1 hour after I got off the plane. So now I'm just going to show you what I kind of did. This is the condensed part of a 2-part video series where I'm going to show you how to adjust your current resume to turn it into a teaching resume. So if you have a little more time to actually watch step by step on how I did it, then you can just skip ahead to the next video. For all things moving to Cambodia, we are once and for all diving deep into the entire process from booking your ticket to getting a job to making friends, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Anyways, this video isn't all about Cambodia, this is about getting a job overseas whatsoever. So let's dig into your resume. So the first step that you're going to want to do is highlight all the information that could be relevant. This is the experience you already have. So you might be asking, what is relevant? Math skills are relevant, so if you have any skilled accounting or banking or handling cash, that shows that you could be proficient in math. Think about the school subjects here. English is another school subject. So if you have experience in customer service or writing emails or writing drafts or correspondences, this could be relevant for a teaching resume. Any culture and safety experience. So if you've worked in HR, this could be relevant. Science, engineering, project planning. Times where you've had to use Microsoft Word. These are all things that would come in handy as a teacher. So what if you have none of that? What if all your past experience is working construction? Well, that could be relevant too, because oftentimes abroad, they'll also want you to teach PE. So any heavy lifting, lifting boxes, moving things around, anything that shows that you're physically capable, it could be relevant as well. So keep that in for now. So if you're still confused on how exactly I broke this down, then just go ahead and watch the longer video and see how I kind of transformed that information. So if that sparked an idea in your head at all, just comment below and let me know exactly what it was, and we can share ideas on what exactly can be useful in a teaching resume. The next thing you want to do is remove all of the unnecessary information. So I had a lot of stuff on my resume that was like travel itinerary planning. I was serving a clientele during the festive season of this hotel. When I was applying to media jobs, sure, people might care that I was working under a team of 2 executive producers, but that kind of stuff is not relevant for teaching. So just wipe everything else out. Now, the next step is rethink about your experience and think about if you've ever actually worked with youth. Now, this might sound obvious, but when I was reviewing my past experience and I was looking at what I had included in my resume before, I was keeping all the admin and all that kind of stuff in. But I had completely overlooked that at one job specifically, I had been working at a casting agency and a lot of our clients were children. So my job was to talk to the parents about their future careers. So I actually left that part in because it showed that I could speak to children and that I'm completely capable of talking to parents about their children. If you think about it in a teaching way, that would show that I'm completely able to do parent-teacher conferences or just meeting with the parents about the children's future at all. So the next step is make sure you add your nationality. This is especially important if you are coming from a native English speaking country. So I just put that at the very top of my resume that I'm Canadian. You're also going to want to put your TEFL or TESL experience at the very top of your resume as well. Make sure that it's very clear upon first glance that you have your TEFL certificate if you do. And any college or university experience is going to be really important too. So even if you don't have post-secondary experience in teaching or teaching English, make sure that you still put it at the top because it does show that you are interested in learning and that you've gone to post-secondary school at all. The next step is reformatting it all. So I took all of that experience of working with youth and I just put it right at the top of my resume before any of my other experience. Even though it was out of order, I now titled the section Youth Experience, and then I made the next section called Selected Experience. So right when they open my resume, they see the word youth and they can read everything that I've done with youth whatsoever. Think about any times that you've babysat or that if you've been a nanny or if you've chaperoned something before, and add a youth experience section at the top of your resume and just put that information there. Right underneath it, you're gonna wanna put your selected experience. This is when you pick 2 or 3 of your past roles and just put them in there. Right after that, just write full CV available upon request, because they don't need to see every single job you've done if it has nothing to do with working with kids. So sure, add a couple of the jobs in there that you had some clerical duties or admin duties, or you had to be physically fit, but you don't need to leave it all in. Make sure you keep it to 1 page. And then underneath your selected experience, you're going to want to put your skills section. My advice for adjusting your skills section is to look at the job posting. See what they want from you. Take what's relevant from the job posting and think about it in terms of yourself. Do not plagiarize, but use some of the things that they're looking for and rewrite your skill section with those things in mind. And the last tip is to add an objective or teaching philosophy at the very top. In this section, do not include anything about traveling. Do not say, I want to go to X, Y, and Z country because I want to get the experience of traveling. Make sure that your objective is your teaching philosophy. Why do you want to be a teacher? Those are 10 tips and a super condensed version of what I recommend for rewriting your teaching resume. If you want to see this all in action, you can just go ahead and watch the next video where I take my personal resume and switch it exactly into the ESL teaching resume that I sent to schools. This was the resume I sent that got me a handful of job interviews and a job an hour after I got off the plane. I also wrote Nick's resume and a couple of resumes for my other friends and helped them get jobs as well. If you don't have your BA and you are considering teaching abroad, you should also really consider Cambodia. Do yourself a favor and watch our videos about moving to Cambodia without a bachelor's degree. Anyways, thanks for watching, and remember, you can always reach out to us on Instagram @NotLux. We take pride in responding to every single DM. We'll see you in the next video.